We're back. We were talking about the Omega True Smart smartwatch or smartphone, however you want to dub it, because this is the smartwatch that is actually a smartphone in it as well, packing a dual core processor. This thing is definitely going to be something that if companies pick up on this, and Omate actually decides to produce this definitely can be a good thing. And like I said, now the only negative is that 1.5 inch screen, and you really can't make it too big, because then it's going to become clunky. It's going to be in the way, and text messages. It's only so small. You can make a text message and make it readable by the average consumer, and stuff like that. So it's dicey, but at the same time, you can check text messages. You can see that you have a text message and stuff like that. And I think that's where Sony was really going. That's where Apple is going. They're thinking that you're not going to replace your phone with a smartwatch, but it can be a good companion to your phone. So you can see Bob, Jenkins has sent you a text message, and maybe that name can scroll across the screen, and that's fine, one or two words, but you don't want the whole text message to have to be scrolling across the screen, and you're reading it like Morse code or something like that. You don't want that. You want to have this thing, and you're able to, be able to distinguish something, discernible when you just look at it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing is, but I do like the waterproof feature. I do like that this can be your phone. In other words, it can work by itself. So if I don't want to carry my cell phone necessarily, I can just use this. Yeah, call Bob, and then I'm talking, just like they did in the old spy movies where they had their watch right there. I mean, definitely, or like a Knight Rider when he's talking, to Kit, he's like this. Definitely, I think that this has some uses. It's just one of those things that you kind of have to see how it's used first. You kind of have to use it, because there's some things that in the conceptual phase, as you're thinking about it, it doesn't look like it would work. But when you're actually using it, when it's actually being field tested, you see that it's not that bad. It's not as bad as you thought. So the Omate's True Smart definitely has my interest, as far as this thing being something that you could, this thing being something that you could use, something that you can actually it be usable, and not something that's just a gimmick, not be gimmicky. This definitely has a shot of being that way. So we just have to wait and see how they develop for it, and how they flesh this thing out. Now, speaking of companies that have things fleshed out, I thought SkyDrive would have been here to stay, but according to a report by The Verge and also by PC World, this story has come out saying that Microsoft might be forced to rename SkyDrive following a trademark case with a particular broadcaster. So let's just get into this story. Now, UK court recently ruled that Microsoft's SkyDrive name infringed on a trademark owned by British Sky, the Broadcasting Corporation, or B-Sky-B. And the software maker has agreed to change the name of its cloud-based service worldwide as a result, in a settlement issued on Wednesday of last week. Now, the British Sky Broadcasting Group notes that Microsoft will not appeal the court ruling, and that the company will allow Microsoft to continue using the brand for a reasonable period of time, they said, to allow for an orderly transition to a new brand. So, give them time to, come up with commercials, come up with advertisements, so that they can transition the name from SkyDrive to something else. That the agreement includes financial and other terms, but neither the B-Sky-B nor Microsoft will disclose the details. As the agreement is confidential. A Microsoft spokesperson confirmed that the name changed in a statement to The Verge, and they're saying that We're glad to have a resolution of this naming dispute, and we will continue to deliver great services to our hundreds of millions of customers that expect great service from them. That's what Microsoft is saying, proving or providing the best way to always have your files with you, which is their SkyDrive, which will obviously be named. And if any of you use Outlook, you know it has SkyDrive right there. So all of that's going to have to change. Now, the name change follows a similar European legal dispute where Microsoft agreed to stop using the term Metro for its Windows 8 user interface, because remember, that was what they called the Windows 8 phone user interface. They called it Metro, the Metro style user interface and applications. And although the case never made it to court, the German the German company Metro AG took issue with Microsoft's use of the word Metro throughout its marketing and branding. And of course, the British Sky Broadcasting Group complaint centers around the Sky services. It provides primarily in the UK with channels like Sky One, Sky Sports, and Sky Movies, and they didn't want that to be confused with SkyDrive. Obviously, that Microsoft has the name, and that you can see why the courts ruled against Microsoft as far as SkyDrive is concerned. So Microsoft definitely, I think, did the right thing by not trying to drown this thing out in court and stuff like that, because I mean, they weren't really going to win, because the British SkyDrive Broadcasting Group, if they have their Sky brand and they use Sky Movies, Sky TV, and stuff like that, and then now you have SkyDrive, which is Microsoft, people are going to think, at least in the UK, that this is something that is a part of the British SkyDrive Broadcasting Group. They're going to think that because it has the exact type moniker that they use already. So the courts, and especially since they were the ones to use that Sky first, you know, their channels like Sky One, Sky Sports, Sky Movie, they probably have Sky TV, and if you say SkyDrive, that just sounds like it's a part of the British SkyDrive Broadcasting Group, British Sky Broadcasting Group. So, it's definitely something that Microsoft, in my opinion, that was the best move for them, not to try to prolong this thing or try to make it into a court battle back and forth, because I don't think they were going to win. They were going to win that because clearly the British Sky Broadcasting Group had that Sky in their name first before Microsoft even came out with the SkyDrive. So, again, this is a report that's not only by The Verge, but also PC World picked up on it as well. And, I think Microsoft is definitely they're doing the right thing, because, I mean, to drag this thing out, for what? They're not going to, I don't think they're going to change the court's decision by appealing it or anything like that. I think Microsoft knows that as well. And even though this isn't the first time it happened, because like we said, that German company with Metro isn't the first time, so Microsoft isn't new to something like this. Now, the rebranding also takes place after Microsoft beefed up SkyDrive's photo capabilities. New users who sign up for Microsoft service via a Hotmail or Outlook.com email address receive 7 gigabytes of SkyDrive storage for free. And I know this for a fact because I have an Outlook account and I have 7 gigabytes of SkyDrive available to me, and I've already started uploading 1 or 2 things to the cloud. Now, the SkyDrive, the second 7 gigabytes of SkyDrive you get for free for sharing photos, storing documents, storing photos, and other files with paid options. If you want to add more storage, you can get paid options. Now, what effect will the rebranding have on the public? Probably nothing. People don't care what the service is called. In the long run, over time, Microsoft will most likely roll out point updates for the service and apps affected by the ruling, simply replacing the name with the updated moniker, whatever it is they choose. And yes, this will cost Microsoft development resources and will probably cause some consumer confusion for a while, but with that court ruling, Microsoft really can't do much with that. So I really don't see this being a big problem for Microsoft. And what I see them doing is using various commercials on TV to show you how SkyDrive is changing or evolving. Then what they'll probably do is they'll probably make it look like they're updating, they're updating SkyDrive to something else. It was SkyDrive and now it's Cloud Drive, or now it's, something different that depicts where the company is going, or the future of the company, or something like that. That's probably how they'll approach it. And I don't think, even though there's always some confusion when you have name changes or when you have takeovers and things like that, there's always some confusion initially. I anticipate there's always going to be some, but I don't think it's going to be enough to affect users' ability to use, end users' ability to use SkyDrive. And like I said, that 7 gigabytes of free storage when you sign up for an Outlook account definitely is pretty good. I've already started uploading a few things to SkyDrive just to utilize the account and just see how it works. And the good thing is, in the cloud, you can access your documents or whatever from anywhere, because like I could be working on something on my computer right here. Once I upload it to SkyDrive, for now it's called SkyDrive, but once I upload it, I leave home, or like my desktop, at home, I upload it to SkyDrive, and once I leave, I can access it with my Nook HD Plus. I can access it with Wikipad, or any of the tablet devices that I have, or anywhere on someone else's computer at work or whatever. I can easily access the file. So that's the good thing about cloud storage, and that's what Microsoft is trying to beef up with their cloud storage. And they really did a good beefing up of SkyDrive to increase the photo sharing capabilities and things like that. But I don't think this name thing is going to change or affect Microsoft too much, if at all, when it comes to it just depends on how they implement it, how they implement the change and what they do. Well, coming up after the break, we're talking about, once again, we're going to talk about we haven't talked about it before, but we're going to talk about the Asus. They revealed the ROG Titan G70, ROG Titan. You want to see this, and also the Samsung also have a smart watch in the works. This smartwatch war is just getting bigger and bigger. Everyone's coming out with one. More of that after the break here on Tech Pulse. So stay tuned.